Boys, I used to walk around looking like a complete chump for a very long time. So I don't want you guys doing the same. I've put together a LOOKSMAXING guide. Let's get the headphones out. Let's focus now. We're pumped up. I have to get in the game for you boys because I know you want the gorilla energy. So I'm bringing it. I've put together a guide of some things you can do in the short term and some things you need to build a routine around and things you need to do in the long term to make the most of your looks. I'm a strong believer that any guy, no matter whether you're born with a genetic advantage, a genetic disadvantage, if you're a 3 out of 10, you can go to an 8 out of 10 as a guy. We're in this like really nice position as men, as being able to change a lot of how we're perceived. And that can be like as simple as if you're rocking like a dodgy haircut or you're not shaving, getting in shape, buying some new clothes. Like, it's pretty easy. For a guy, you can go from a 3 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10. There's not really any excuse, and I've put together now a guide for you to do this. So let's get into it. So first impressions, whether you like it or not, they count. And as guys who don't complain, we must accept this. So when people meet you for the first time, before you've sort of done anything, or you've not really done anything with your life, you don't have a lot of money, first impressions count. If you see someone, they smell really bad, they got shit in their teeth, they just look worn out, tired, they're not wearing great clothes, they're a bit dirty, it's like, you know instantly where you rank them. Like, we like to say that we're not judgmental creatures. We're all very judgmental creatures. So we have to realize that as men, it's part of the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Just fucking sort it out in your head. We need to play the game right. So that's why we need to make sure we've got our best foot forward every day. The look affects the way that you feel. The way that you feel affects the way that you act. And the way that you act determines what your life ends up being like. So if you're feeling confident, you act confident, you go and talk to the girl you've always wanted to talk to. Maybe that changes the course of your life forever. You see a guy that you want to go and ask him a question about how he got the Lamborghini, how he got the Ferrari. You're looking good that day, you're wearing a new watch, you got a new haircut. So you go and ask him and he ends up hiring you. Like, the way that you feel about yourself affects the way you act, and that in turn determines the outcome of your life. Although these LOOKSMAXING guides, they're a bit trivial, this is actually important stuff. It's literally important stuff for guys, like, at the start. Once you've made it, it doesn't matter. You could walk around in your underwear, but most of the time I like to just walk around with no shirt on. Actually, that's going off. That's gone. That's gone now. Things you can do right now. These are your short-term tips for your LOOKSMAXING. So, first things first, book a haircut. I'm about to go and get a haircut. This is about as grown out as I let mine get. I would say 2 weeks, absolute maximum for getting haircuts. Once it gets past like a certain length, it just starts to look messy, boys. And I know a lot of you will be like, because in the UK, I do know that haircuts are fairly expensive. Like, they're about 20 bucks, 25 bucks in US money, about 15 to 20 pounds a haircut. Just make the sacrifice, boys. Don't buy a video game, don't buy a takeaway, get the haircut done every 2 weeks. In Thailand, it's like so cheap. It's like a fiver for a good haircut. So we can go pretty much whenever we want. But boys, it's one of those things that's worth investing in. Like, let it push you towards making more money. Let it push you towards working harder. Stay well groomed. Like, every time I go in there once every 2 weeks and get that haircut, you just feel better for like at least 5 days after you're still reaping the rewards. I'm not actually sure it even matters what haircut you get. Like, don't be rocking anything totally whack. Just have a look at like your head shape, have a look online, some guides for like what haircut should I get, depending on your face shape, your head shape. I like this look. I'm a big fan of this haircut. A lot of people rock this haircut. It is just like a skim fade, a low skim fade, tapered at the back, and just a little bit off the top. And then I sort of wear it, I either wear it messy or I wear it sort of groomed back like that. And that is the style that I decided to go with. I keep it maintained. If you've got a beard, like, keep that trimmed because it can be such an asset for making your face look more masculine, making your jaw look better. If you have it untrimmed, an untamed beard, like all this hair and shit going everywhere, it's not going to look great. Some guys can rock the mustache. I'm probably not one of them. This needs to probably get shaved, but I don't grow much facial hair, so I shave maybe once every 3 or 4 days. If you're getting like little pedo mustaches like mine, maybe I'd think about shaving them. Like, I don't think they're doing you any favours until they come through strong. But feel free to say in the comments if you think differently about that. Next thing, buy a male grooming set and set the calendar in your phone to tell you when to use this stuff. Like, as a guy, you just get busy and you forget. This isn't stuff we spend our time on. So you just got to buy one of the nail clipper sets on Amazon or from a local shop, buy a nose trimmer, buy a razor, and just have it go off every 5 days. Look at your nails, trim them, get any dirt out of them, trim your toenails, trim your nose hair, look at your eyebrows, make sure everything looks nice. You don't want everyone looking at you, loads of nose hairs coming out, long nails with dirt underneath. I mean, it's just a massive turn off for pretty much everyone. It's just like, it really is being a boy if you're not taking care of that shit. So get that stuff sorted. The other one is like, with work from home culture, I think people have forgotten to take showers. They've just like got out of the routine of taking showers. And I know this personally because I've done it. When I've just started not showering. But I strongly believe you should get up in the morning and have a routine of like shower, shave, do your hair, floss, brush your teeth, put your clothes on for the day, and then get to it. Like, don't just get out of bed and not shower, not get ready. Just get yourself presentable, put together every day, because you don't know who you're going to run into. A huge part of looking good is your body language and your eye contact. If you're always looking down, like looking like this at your phone, and you're all nervous, you're not going to look great when you walk into somewhere. So a good part of lookmaxing is just bring those shoulders back. Don't be all hunched over. Bring them shoulders back. Open up the big wide plate on the chest. If you've been training, this will start to look very good. And you get these big broad shoulders. You open up that chest. You keep that chin up because that gives you that jaw there. If you're like that, you're getting that double chin. You bring that forwards. You've got that nice defined look on the jaw. So you bring that forwards, shoulders back, head up, and just look at people. Look in the eyes, few seconds eye contact, wait for them to break. Few seconds eye contact, wait for them to break. It's just a great way of showing dominance, showing confidence. If a guy looks at you and says, "What are you looking at?" just say, "Oh, sorry, I thought you were a friend of mine." What I love to do is look at someone, crack a big cheesy grin. There's nothing more friendly. Like, look at them for a second, take in their face, and then give them a smile. This works very well on women, works well on men. It will make you perceived as a nice person to be around. So as you start to get bigger, you start to look better, you start to become successful, we all know people like to get jealous. So when you walk in the gym, if you're walking in stern, headphones on, looking down or looking up at everyone, people are going to automatically think you're not a nice guy, and that's not good for your life and your reputation. So what you need to do is make sure when you are that guy, you have that confidence, that aura of just being friendly and smiling at people. A smile costs you nothing, but it can save you so much money in the future, like in people doing you favors and looking out for you. So be a friendly guy. It's one of the best things I ever did for myself was learn to smile when I enter new environments with new people, even when I'm nervous, even when I'm stressed. That will really help your life. And also the second thing is slow it down. When you walk into a room, just slow everything down. Don't worry, you won't be walking too slow. Normally, when we get nervous, we have a habit of talking fast, doing things fast, fidgeting. Keep the hands by the side, slow it down, and spread out. Like, when you're in places, feel free to just spread yourself out, legs nice and wide and open. Just show that you're comfortable there, you own the place. Don't be sitting all hunched up and nervous. Open up your body language. I think over the years, you can really add to your look and your actual brand as a person by getting accessories. Now, decide on gold or silver. For me, I find like silver works really nicely with just my hair, my skin. I'm not a very tan guy, so silver's been the one I go for. If you're rocking a great tan, someone like Hamza, for example, he looks a lot better with gold jewellery on. So decide, what do you want, gold or silver? What looks best on you, and stick to that. I wouldn't really mix and match it. I think you look good with one or the other. Think about a signet ring. These are like family crest rings. I think they look badass as fuck. They just go on your little finger. It's got my Hopkins family crest on it, and I just think they're cool. So save up for one of those. Get yourself silver jewelry. Don't get the stuff that's cheap. Just save up and get yourself decent jewelry. I've been wearing a lot of this stuff for years now. Like, it's not going anywhere. It's all real silver. Didn't cost me a lot. All in all, like the whole get up, my rings, the watch, the chain, is probably like $1,500. The majority of that's the watch. The watch was $1,000 on its own. And what I did with this is, if you're a young guy in the UK, you can go into a watch shop like Goldsmiths, a jewellery and watch shop, and you can pay 0% finance for one of these on a monthly basis. So when I was younger, I really wanted a watch. I couldn't afford one. This one was $1,000, but you could split the payments over 2 years. So I'm not great at maths, but the payments were like 30 quid a month. Let me just have a think about that. They were more than that. 40 quid a month, something like that, for 2 years for this watch. And I was like, oh, I can afford £40 a month. There's no interest on it, so it didn't cost me any more to pay for this watch. But I found it was a great way to get something worth some value on my wrist and pay that off on time actually increased my credit score, which is very important. And then I've now got this, it's probably depreciated a bit, it's only a Gucci dive, but it still looks great, and I've got the watch for a long time. I could probably sell it for 500 quid if I wanted to. I find if you're bad at holding on to money, if you're always wasting money, spending it on something like this, or even a nicer watch monthly, it's not a bad way to go about it, because you're then putting some value into something you could sell eventually if you wanted to. And it looks good. I think every man should have a good watch on them. The Gucci dive, I thought it was cool. Another accessory, the wallets. Don't be rocking the Velcro wallet. Seriously. If you're rocking some old, tattered Velcro Pokemon wallet, or any Velcro wallet for that matter, throw it in the bin, get a leather one. They're cheap, like 30, 40 pounds gets you a decent leather wallet. You don't have to be going and buying a Louis Vuitton or some crazy brand leather wallet. It's to have your money in, it's not to spend all your money on. So 40, 50 quid. I remember I got a leather Ralph Lauren wallet, pure leather, £50, lasted me for years. The one I'm rocking at the moment, let me just check where my wallet is. Oh, just here. So the one I'm rocking at the moment, it's like just black leather with a little bit of silver on it. This one's been my wallet for quite a few years now, maybe 2 or 3 years. So it's actually due an upgrade, because you can see it's starting to get sort of tattered across the top. But that's the sort of thing I'm talking about. It's just smart. You can use the fancy card holders as well. Just make sure you're not rocking like those Velcro ones. I'm no fashion guru, to be honest with you. Like, I've been not rocking great style for a long time. I just think that these are some absolute essentials, like some real basic stuff that you can get. It's not going to cost you a lot of money. It doesn't need to be branded. But at least it's going to make sure you're walking around in some decent clothes. Like, this stuff's timeless. It's classic. It doesn't go out of fashion like a lot of other trends. And that is just the well-fitting jeans, black and blue. So this is like a bluey grey pair. You can get the dark blue or the light blue. Just some decent fitting jeans like this. These are quite skinny. You could go slightly less skinny than that. But stick to like actually a good fit rather than super skinny or super baggy. Those fashion styles come in and out. Well-fitting jeans will always be in style. And then you want white leather trainers and black leather trainers. Like some like these in like white leather. Just, they look good when you put on the well-fitting white t-shirts and jeans, and this. It's like one of the easiest outfits you can do. It's not going out of fashion. With your chain, your rings, your watch, it's gonna look good, especially when you're in the gym as well and you've built a bit of muscle. You can do a black t-shirt with that. You could do black t-shirt, black jeans. It's just an easy style. I love the black gilets, like these sorts of things, because I think they add like quite a nice dynamic to a long sleeve polo, black jeans, and this goes well. Look, Steve McQueen rocking it out. James Bond rocking it out. Just, this stuff's timeless. So the black leather trainers, black leather belt, these are just staples. You can easily get them on ASOS. Well-fitting black t-shirts, well-fitting white jeans, well-fitting white t-shirts, and then smart long sleeve polos. Long sleeve polo shirts, black, navy, white, whatever. Just having those things and having them well fitted, so they fit your muscle shape, your body, is just going to put you ahead of the competition compared to guys that are just rocking around in tracksuit bottoms and a football top. Like, fair enough, boys, it's comfy, you might want to support your team, but if you want people to take you seriously, start dressing seriously. This doesn't cost a lot of money, it's super simple stuff, and it's timeless. It's not any particular fashion, it rocks anywhere in the world. Just go and get it done, boys, get that stuff in, get some sunglasses, like this sort of look. Some jeans, white trainers, white top, some sunglasses, just like this one here. Cheap, sort of good outfits to get that they're just not going out of fashion. Long-term looks maxing. These are the routines you need to put in place to become the best looking person, the best looking version of yourself that you can be. Doing gym 3 times a week minimum. I would recommend full body training. So in my course that's linked below, I do a whole rundown on how I boosted my testosterone to become anabolic, to gain muscle, and then the program I use to actually build 8 pounds of lean muscle, how I gain size without actually gaining fat and gaining puffiness. So I've put that all down in the description. If you join the course, you get access to the WhatsApp group. You literally get 4 12-week training programs. So it's everything you need in terms of fitness. You get what I ate, the whole lot, nutrition. That's all you really need. You need to make sure you're bulking up and adding some mass. Like, you can make any clothes, like the standard t-shirt, jeans. You can make it look 10 times better if you have just got a bit of muscle mass, a little bit of muscle shape under there. So that's one thing you've got to focus on. If you're struggling with your weight right now, stay low carb, stay high protein, get your walks in daily and start training heavy. It's going to cut that fat off your face. It's going to get you looking nice and defined, a nice flash haircut and some new clothes, and you're just going to be looking so much better. Fighting once per week. I actually found the fighting just, maybe it's just getting pummeled in the face. Like, you didn't have to spar, but for me, I was sparring a lot. Getting pummeled in the face just seemed to make my face look more manly on a week-to-week basis. So if you can fight weekly and spar weekly, I'd recommend you do it. Also, great cardio. So if you're trying to get lean, you'll get abs, you'll get sorted out through like boxing once a week, MMA once a week, any of that sort of stuff. This is like an exclusive secret. I've always been like a good smelling guy, and it gets you so far. Like, people will start to recognize you by your smell. So I recommend you invest the money, go and buy a decent aftershave, a decent cologne. One that I've found is very, very good. It turns a lot of heads and it's pretty cheap, is Issey Miyake for men. Issey Miyake, it's like a frosted white bottle with a silver top. It's like a triangle sort of shape. Issey Miyake for men is like a nice citrusy summer smell. It's pretty rare that guys are wearing it. A lot of guys are rocking Sauvage these days. I don't really like that fragrance. I think it's too common. So Issey Miyake is a nice place to start. Just 2 sprays and you're good for the day. You're going to be smelling so much fresher than other people. And when you smell good, like when you have good breath, you look good, you smell good, people want to stand nearer to you. They want to experience that. They want to smell the mint on your breath. They want to smell your cologne. If you smell bad, you're repulsing people, girls and guys. So you're making your life so much easier by being a nice person to be around in that way. This is a little bonus for you that I just put in here because I thought it's crazy, like the difference in car you can buy in the UK and in the US, wherever you are, with $3,000. So in the UK, this was my old car. I bought this car, this BMW 3 Series, for £2,400. So about $3,000, £2,400. It is the same price as this car, the Toyota Yaris. So I bought this car for the same price as this car. Now, which one do you think is going to get more pussy? I already know. This car gets a lot of pussy because I had the car and I was getting pussy in it all the time. So be careful when you buy cars, boys. A lot of people will say like, oh, that's got better mileage. The Toyota Yaris better mileage, it's more reliable, and it's not going to cost you as much to run. Yeah, but boys, think about it. What do you want to be rolling around in? And the other thing is, people often spend £6,000, £7,000 on a first car, or they get a car on finance, like they spend £500, £300 a month on a car, and they're rocking around in just like a slightly better version than this. Whereas you could have this car. Yeah, I ended up spending some money on it. I spent about an extra £1,000 on it, so $3,400. The insurance was a bit higher, whatever. I got 2 years of fun out of this car. It was one of the best cars I've ever had. It just was awesome. I looked after it. I got it shined. Like I got a full detailing kit, detailed it myself. It's just like, these are the things that can take you that extra mile without having the cash. Like, if you see a guy rolling down the street, nice, clean, fresh white t-shirt, some cool shades on, a chain, a watch, in good shape, in his 20s, in here, and you're a girl, and he picks you up, you're just gonna, and he smells good, you're just gonna think, and the music's good, and he's playing a little bit of like, let me just, oh, it's gonna get demonetized, fuck it anyway, we'll just do it anyway. You're playing a little bit of this. You ready, B? Bit of Bonnie and Clyde by Jay-Z. And you pick her up. She's just going to be like, you picked her up on Tinder, she's just going to be like, what the hell? Who is this guy? And like, that was the reaction I got a lot when I started dating again after my long-term girlfriend before I came to Thailand. It was like, who is this guy? Like, with this cool stuff. And it doesn't cost a lot. It's just like what you choose to spend it on. You could choose to spend the same amount on this car and you're going to pick a girl up and she's going to be like, fuck's sake, do I actually have to get in this car? So there you go, boys. That's my looks maxing guide. Like, just use your brain and you can be way above like where you are now. You can go from a 3 to an 8. Any guy can do it. Don't believe in the black pill. If you're short, if you've got bad genetics, there's things you can do to improve it. Just dress the right way. Do what you can. You can't change what you can't change, bro. If you are short, actually, they've got like these new high-heeled trainers. If you're that kind of guy, you should fucking rock them. But yeah, there you go, boys. Use that guide. Get yourselves looking good. Get some girls. Elevate your life. See you on the next one, boys. Whoppa! 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 Pa! 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 Whoppa! Gorilla out!